Fleetwood away on Halloween. This was only going to end one way, wasn't it? Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for another review of another Oxford United game. Today, it is the worst of all possible fixtures. Today, Oxford are away at Fleetwood. Why is it the worst of all fixtures? It's because we never, ever beat this bloody side. 9 games, I think, 9 defeats, only 2 draws. And we're on a bad run as well. And they're on a pretty good run. Let's jump into team news. So one change from Oxford's latest 2-0 defeat to Charlton. Mark Sykes had a slight injury, so he was out of the side. It's not expected to be too long of an injury. So Liam Kelly comes in, and I have to question that. Why? Why use Liam Kelly? Why not use a more positive option like Dan Adjie? I don't know what Dan Adjie has to do to get into this side. Why not use someone like Rob Hall? Why use like a guy who's been pretty ineffective in the games that he's played so far? The weakness of Oxford's squad is in evidence. Only 6 subs, and that includes John Messinio as well, who was really not going to play in this game at all, and a sub-keeper. Marcus McGuane couldn't make the trip because his partner gave birth in the week, so congratulations to him. But, yeah, so, I mean, what are we expecting? We're not expecting huge things. We just want a bit of effort and a bit of quality from this Oxford side for once. Up against Fleetwood. Fleetwood are 10th in the league. They've won their last 2 games. We know they're a good side. They were in the playoffs last season. They didn't start that well, but they're certainly finding their form. Ched Evans, as always, is their main goal for it. Callum Camps has also been pretty good this season. They've both got 4 goals each. That as well, you've got experience like Mulgrew, like Whelan, quality players like Burns as well. There's no sugarcoating it. It's going to be a hard game. But what we want to see is what I just said. You want to see Oxford battle. You want to see Oxford fight. We might not win it, but you want to see an improved performance. You want to see more edge to our game. Please give us something. Well, they certainly gave us something, didn't they? The brave, hearty souls of Oxford United held out for a cracking 45 seconds before they conceded their first goal to Fleetwood this afternoon. It is a familiar tale, isn't it, Oxford fans? It's a disastrous start to the season that's getting worse by the week, but it's a familiar scoreline that we're all used to because, once again, Oxford have lost. The score was Fleetwood Town 2. Oxford United 0. Let's start summing this game up. For the first half, at least, there were a lot of similarities to games we saw against Charlton or Peterborough, where Oxford were okay and pretty much matched Fleetwood for large areas, and even maybe had the lion's share of possession in the first half. But I'm overglossing the first 45 seconds of this game. We're a dozy, sleepy start for Oxford United. Saw Fleetwood attack. The ball came out to Camps on the edge of the box. He's able to chest it and volley it home from about 20 yards. Do not blame Simon Eastwood for this goal at all. If you do, you are nitpicking. This is a defensive error from the midfield and defence who've just been dozy and sleepy and let him shoot. From a Fleetwood point of view, it's a wonderful goal and a great start. It's a cracking finish. If Oxford would have scored a goal like that, we'd be going nuts about it. So, great goal from Callum Camps. Great start for Fleetwood. Horrible start again. And of all games to do it in, we've given ourselves a mountain to climb. But much like in those other games against Charlton, against Peterborough, where Oxford are feeling sorry for themselves and not taking their chances, or maybe even saying we're not getting a rub of the green, we got a huge slice of rub of the green, or a huge slice of luck is probably a better way to say it. After about 9 minutes, Taylor's in the box. He's fouled, he goes over, and we get the penalty. It's like, oh my God, we've actually been given a penalty. A glorious chance to get back into the game. James Henry, usually so reliable, but not this season. He takes a soft penalty, almost rolls it right back to Leutwiler, who doesn't have to work too hard and almost nearly presents a chance back out to Oxford. But it's a missed penalty. It's a golden opportunity, isn't it, really? And that just sums everything up. But to Oxford's credit, they did look all right in this first half, and arguably we could have had another penalty where Shodipo, who was probably one of Oxford's brightest sparks, I would say, at least he tried to drive the game forward and make something happen, possibly could have had another penalty. It looked more of a penalty than a one on Taylor, but weighing that up, there was a good penalty shout against Long, which could have been given, so you can't begrudge that decision too much. And whilst Oxford did look the better side, I would say, at times in the first half. They couldn't create anything. It's a lot of long-range shooting. We didn't work the goalkeeper too much. I cannot say the players aren't trying. They're putting effort in, but it's just not going for us at the moment. At least we were only 1-0 down at half-time and still had a chance of getting something out of this in the second half. But the second half was worse than the first half. Oxford were really poor. I'm not sure if it's energy levels or, again, just them feeling sorry for themselves. The confidence must be rock bottom at the moment at Oxford United. But there certainly was a drop-off in the quality of their play, and Fleetwood imposed themselves more on Oxford in this second half and got better as the game went on. And it's another game, I would say, where Fleetwood weren't really pushed too hard. We've seen that again in other games that we've seen where we've done all right, but have we really tested the opposition? I don't think that we did. I don't think we asked that many questions of their defence. And in the end, you felt like it was a pretty comfortable win for Fleetwood, and they certainly, I would say, had gears they could go up in, a lot like other sides we've seen, which is probably the most worrying thing of all. And again, there's areas of this game that I think, like, if you look at isolated incidents, yes, it looks horrible. But I don't think Oxford defended that badly for large parts. I thought for large parts of this game, the defence played okay. And I thought Moore looked pretty good at the back as well. I actually think Oxford played all right. I thought, but I just can't fault the effort again. I cannot fault it. I just don't think that, players like James Henry, he's trying. He just had a bad game where everything was just not running for him. Taylor's not getting on the end of things. People were not just... There's such a lack of quality. It's just hard to put your finger on. I don't want to just sweep it under the rug and say we're crap and we're terrible, because I don't think we are. We're just not playing well. And there was almost inevitable, really, that chasing the game, not really chasing the game, but at 1-0 down, you felt that the second goal was always going to go to Fleetwood, and it did happen. A cross came in, and it's a dozy moment again. But Paddy Madden is a good player, and he's found space in the box. A bit slow to get out to him, and why is he unmarked again? But he's hit a quality finish, and a sort of finishing that we are not seeing from an Oxford United point of view, and he's put Fleetwood 2 up. And that, again, is the difference. The likes of like Wes Burns, who gave Ruffles a torrid afternoon, Ched Evans, Camps, and then when he came off the bench, Madden, just proved the quality and the killer instinct that we don't have. So the nightmare start continues, and to be fair, after that, from the second half, we didn't deserve anything out of this game. It was a thoroughly routine win for Fleetwood that they'll look back on at the end of the season and say that was an easy game. And I'm sure there's plenty of Oxford fans that are going crazy out there and blaming everybody and talking about Robbo being out and how Eastwood's terrible, probably dumping a load of unfair criticism on the likes of Clare. Look, Ruffles had a crap game today. Are we going to say Ruffles shouldn't be in the team? No, he's just not. I thought Clare did all right today. He did. I don't think he made some glaring errors. He's just a dozy player who makes silly mistakes. But this squad is threadbare, isn't it? Like, look at the likes of how many games the likes of Taylor and Henry have had to play, and more, with no rest and nobody to come in to take their shoes. Why? I mean, if Sam Winnell doesn't get through these cup games that they're keeping him away from the first team to get fit in the cup games that are coming on, if he doesn't get fit and he's one of these guys that's continually injured, you have to question why we signed him. You have to question why we haven't strengthened at the back. Although I will say, again, we've been unlucky in that area with the likes of Moose and Atkinson going down with injuries. Long story short, it's 3 home games now for Oxford in a row. We haven't had many home games this season, so it's good to get back to the Kassam Stadium. I don't often think I say that about the Kassam Stadium, but it'll be good to have some home games. It starts with Rochdale on Tuesday night, which is now a massive game. Cup games I honestly couldn't care about. We've got 3 league games at home in a row. We need points on the board, and it needs to start on Tuesday, but I'm not saying anything that you don't already know. And that will just about do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. I know there's not a lot to enjoy about Oxford performances, but if you could hit that like button, it helps us out so much on YouTube. And if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the notify bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's have a load of comments down below, Oxford fans, please. Let's see, where do we move forward? Yes, you can, rather than just slagging off players that you don't think are good, maybe tell me why they're not good and tell me like what we can do to improve, because we need to move up this table if we're going to avoid being in a relegation dogfight again. Fleetwood fans, please also put your comments there down below. It looks like you're recovering after the little hangover you had after the playoffs and looking much more like the solid side that we all know that you are. What are your thoughts on the season? What were your thoughts on the game? Comments down below. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Fingers crossed we can get a good result.